Hi, I'm Matt Dragonstone. I'm an astrologer and tarot reader from Melbourne, Australia, and today I want to talk to you about the most important part of your astrological chart. This is a thing that shows us our purpose, and it shows us our power, and most importantly, it shows us the way in which we can fulfill our destiny. I'm talking, of course, about the sun. In astrology, the sun is here to show us things, to literally illuminate the path ahead of us so that we can travel along it and fulfill our destiny. Astrologers refer to the sun as a luminary because of this function of shedding light upon the world. By day, the sun rules our skies, and by night, that job falls to the moon. Without the sun, not only would we be in total darkness, but we wouldn't actually be at all. The sun was first on the scene, and its gravitational force pulled all of the particles and all of the matter in the solar system and forced it to coalesce into the other planets that we use in astrology. It's also pretty huge in physical terms. In fact, half of the mass of our entire solar system is made up by the sun. To give you an idea of just how big the sun is, this is some footage of the planet Mercury passing in front of the sun. That's pretty huge, isn't it, right? So the sun is massive, and it basically formed the entire solar system that astrologers use. So it's kind of like an anchor point for everything. All of the planets that we use, all of the points that we use, they're all basically held in place by and controlled and ordered by the sun. It's kind of like the boss of everything. It sets the pace and it also sets the order. So as a luminary, the way that the sun illuminates things and allows us to understand and comprehend them led astrologers to associate the sun pretty early on with a really important facet of human experience. In fact, it's probably a fundamental facet of human experience, and that's consciousness. So to help illuminate this point some more, let's think about consciousness for a bit. There wouldn't really be a world for us to live in on a subjective level if we weren't conscious of things happening around us. Through the light of consciousness and through its power, we're able to take all of the stuff, all of the random chaotic bits and pieces of matter in our ordinary lives, and form them into intelligible regions of meaning, just like the sun did with the solar system. One of the most important regions of meaning that we create with our consciousness is actually something that astrologers also associate with the sun, and that's identity or ego. We use our consciousness to create the structure of our identity. In other words, we use what we can perceive about ourselves in relation to the world to construct our idea of who we are, and we use this construction to explain why we think and act the way we do. So when we talk about this process of explaining why, we hit on something else that astrologers have associated with the sun for quite a long time, and that's reason. It's through our ability to reason that we're able to tell ourselves the stories about ourselves and our world that make sense to us first and foremost, but also to the people around us as well. We use reason to explain why we think and act how we do, and we use consciousness to create the thing that we associate with us, the I or the ego. So by using our consciousness, our identity, and our sense of reason to make our way in the world, we find that we're able to see a path opening up for us. We're able to see a specific way in which we can live our lives in a way that's unique to us as individuals. I'm talking about purpose, and ancient astrologers would have referred to this as destiny or as fate. So check this out. Look at the way that the flowers grow and thrive in the light of the sun. Look at how the sun shines down on them and how they respond by changing, growing, and expanding. The sun causes the flowers to grow into their ultimate form. In the same way, astrologers think of the sun as causing us to grow and evolve and change and finally achieve our ultimate form or our destiny, the reason why, the purpose why we were incarnated to begin with. The sun's position by sign and house shows us how and where our destinies will primarily unfold. It lights the path for us to achieve this, it shows us what that path looks like, which part of the world it leads through, and whether or not it's going to be easy or tough to get to the finish line. In forcing us to grow and to change and to navigate this landscape, the sun also inspires us with another category that astrologers associate with it, and that's creativity. As we learn pretty early on, we can't have things our own way all the time. We can't just go out and do anything we want. Though I know a few Leos who would probably still disagree with this statement. Our own personal world has to contend with the worlds of other people and also with capital R, reality, the external world itself. The way in which we're able to take what we feel compelled to do and do that and act in the world, that's creativity, and that's the sun operating at the basis of who we are. The sun in our birth chart by sign and house placement shows us how we enact that creativity, where we enact it in the world, and through its connection with other planetary energies by aspect, it shows us how we're able to do this in a specific and unique way that is fundamentally ours and ours alone. So in your chart, there's an absolute powerhouse. Where's your sun located? What sign is it in? What house is it in? Does it make any aspects to any other planetary energy? It's really interesting, and I'm always curious to hear about people's sun placements, because when people talk about their sun placement, they're talking about the core of who they are. That's how important this planet is. So let me know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more great content. If you want to get a really in-depth understanding of your own sun placement and its relationship to all the other planets in your chart that's 100% unique to you, then check out my website at dragonstoneastrology.com and book in for a reading. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can click straight through. In the meantime, guys, I'm Matt Dragonstone, and until next time, keep an eye on the skies, okay?